Well, what a day for India. What a day for KL Rahul. A marathon of a final session ends at Lords on day one of this second test match. 38 overs bowled, and we call it the near perfect. Yeah, would have been perfect if Virat Kohli would have taken the. That's the only wicket England managed in a session that otherwise ended 119 runs in those 38 overs. It's India's day, and we'll look back at it on ESPN Cricket for Match Day. It's KL Rahul's day as well. And Stephen Harmison and VVS Laxman will talk us through it. Someday there's some effort. VVS as a batter for KL Rahul, batting through the day, and what a story it's been. Man who didn't likely would have been featuring in this series had everyone been fit and available, and he's virtually cemented an opening spot in two opportunities.
Yeah, it's been a fairy tale comeback for KL Rahul. We all know that Shubman Gill was the preferred opener for this series. Unfortunately, he got injured, and then Mayank Agarwal was the preferred one. He got injured in the nets just before the first test, and then KL got an opportunity. There was a talk that he was going to bat in the middle order, but the way he batted in Nottingham just got back the confidence and told and sort of convinced himself that he belonged at the highest level, and he's capable of performing at test match cricket level, and then to continue that form into this test match. And while Rohit Sharma was in total control this morning, he took his own time. Whenever the odd loose delivery was offered to him, he capitalized on that. But overall, he was very, very in control. He was not overly restless. And then once Rohit Sharma got out, I think he totally took control of this Indian innings. But what was really impressive, even after getting 100 when the second new ball was taken, just before the close of the day's play, he still continued to bat that game plan, which has helped him to score runs in Nottingham and even in this innings. And he knew whenever the ball was pitched on the off stump or outside the off stump, he was ready to show the discipline and leave and allow the ball to go through. And then whenever the bowlers attacked the stumps, he capitalized on it. And beautiful shots, both on the offside, front foot and back foot, and then also use his wrist to great effect.
I mean, look, Lakshman sums it up almost like the perfect test innings. There was everything in it. Steve says that attritional test batting at the start, and there was beauty and fluency in the cover drives. How would you rate that Rahul innings today?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I thought it was, I exactly echo what Vivi has said. I just think it was a fantastic day of Test match cricket, a proper day of Test match cricket. India haven't run away with it. 276 for 3 in 90 overs. England stuck to their task well. Come up against a very, very good player. I thought KL Rahul showed a bit of guts and determination against the shorter stuff and the quicker bowling. He showed a lot of patience against the ball that moved a little bit. A huge amount of class with his extra cover drives and his back foot punch. And VVS will tell you what every batsman needs when the bat 6 hours, an element of luck, in which he had, because England bowled some good balls, put the ball in the right area, stayed patient, and he played and missed a few times. But he deserved that 100. He deserves his name on the honours board. He's put India in a fantastic position going into day two.
This is, like you said, Vivi, it's a fairy tale comeback of KL Rahul. Arguably, perhaps, this would be a standout innings looking at the pressure he would have been under once he came in. Now, you spoke last test match about this being more clarity of mind that you're seeing from KL Rahul. Is that still what you would say, that's made the biggest difference? Is there anything that's technically changed, or is this just a player who's somehow just found a way to clear his mind and look at what he's done in two innings?
No, I think there's definitely a big change as far as his initial movement is concerned. If you saw what he was doing till his last test in Australia, he was moving too much onto the offside. His shuffle was too big, and his right leg ending up on the offside, almost similar to what Virat Kohli is showing in this test series so far. And because of that, he was playing at the balls which he's leaving in this test series so far. The balls which are on the fourth stump or outside the off stump, he was going and playing at those deliveries, and also from that length and that line, whenever the ball was jacking bang in, there was a bat and pad gap which was created, and also he was playing around his pads, which led to a lot of LBW dismissals. So I think his initial shuffle is more organized now, and even though he's shuffling, his right leg is not going beyond middle and off, which is the ideal position. Once you do that, you know where your off stump is. Your head is in a very, very good position, which is what a batsman requires, especially in conditions where the ball is swinging or there is lateral movement on offer to the bowler. But more than anything, I still maintain what I told last match is much more organized, because the KL Rahul of the past, after getting a start, would probably play a lavish cover drive on the rise shot through the offside because he feels that he's a stroke player. And sometimes a batsman is in the dilemma whether to go through the shot or let it go, or allow the ball to come close to him. When you see the meeting points in this test match and also in Nottingham, his meeting points were so close to the body under his eyes, and that is exactly what has transformed as far as his technique is concerned. He's allowing the ball to come close to him instead of reaching out and going towards the ball with a positive or aggressive intent.
Has it in any way helped him that there's not been a lot of white ball cricket going into a test, or that he's had this sort of time, and perhaps that he wasn't even looked at as someone who might get a chance? Otherwise, you'd think you'd have more time to think about how this series is going. Has it that does that in any way help someone like him, Lakshman?
Well, I just feel that not playing too much cricket since the IPL, end of IPL, or not end of IPL. I think he got. I think he underwent appendicitis operation in
Yes.
middle of IPL, and after that he hasn't played too much of cricket. And when someone is not playing too much of cricket, or when someone is not in favor as far as the selection committee is concerned or the team management, there are two ways to approach it. One, you become very despondent. You start brooding over various reasons why you're not being picked. You find excuses. You start blaming others, or you introspect and understand and constructively use the time to get better as a player. And what I see with the result, what we have seen in the two test innings so far, is that he has constructively used the time to get back the mojo, get back his game in a very organized manner to perform at the highest level whenever the opportunity arises. I think champion players are those who wait for their opportunity but also are prepared whenever the opportunity comes. And I thought KL Rahul was prepared for this opportunity.
All right. One wicket in that session of Virat Kohli. You think, Steve, if anyone deserved a wicket today, was Ollie Robinson? Take me through that wicket.
Yeah, it was. It was a good ball, very, very good ball to the Indian captain. It was a good catch as well. You talk about VVS fielded in slip. When you've got 90 overs, you stand in
Yeah.
the field and there's about 4 or 5 overs left, and you're just thinking, right, get me a wicket, and then and lack concentration. Like, England haven't been good at slip fielding, but I thought it was a very, very good wicket. Ollie Robinson stuck to his task very, very well today. I thought 23 overs. And it was a cool day. Ball was doing a little bit, no real pace in the surface. I thought it was just rewards getting the Indian captain out. Again, they tried to get Virat Kohli over towards off stump, use the slope, and I thought Robinson did that very, very well to get the outside edge of the Indian captain. Good bowling all round. I thought England stuck their task very, very well today. But unfortunately, they were just beaten by a better man, and that was KL Rahul.
Okay, fair you say that. I'll just come back to that in a minute. But VVS, Kohli's innings, 42, fought hard, did look like that typical fluency of Kohli was still lacking, though.
Yeah, I think that's also because the England bowlers bowl
Hmm.
to a very good, well-planned, disciplined line and length. They know that the areas where to attack Kohli is more on that off stump, outside the off stump, because it's very clear that he doesn't want to play those drives, and probably also one odd ball, getting into and trying to hit the pads of Virat Kohli, and also there was a barrage of bouncers when Wood was bowling. But I just feel that if you, I was watching. In fact, I was watching and comparing the shuffle of Virat Kohli from 2018 to the current Test series, and I just feel that in 2018 he was not moving so much as he's doing now, and that is the reason why probably he's not able to play a lot more shots freely through the offside, because subconsciously he feels that those balls are supposed to be left. So I just feel that a good combination of disciplined bowling and executing the plans from the English bowlers, and also I think the shuffle, which is little more than what Virat Kohli did in 2018. Because when in 2018 you look at the shuffle, it was very similar to what KL Rahul has displayed in both the Test matches. And I just feel that once he does that, then he'll be able to play the balls on both sides of the wicket. At the moment, if you see, there have been times when his leg stump was also exposed because he was shuffling too much.
Okay, coming back to the point you made earlier, Steve, trying to think of what England would be thinking at the end of a day like this. Would Joe Root be disappointed, still thinking about a toss, thinking, oh, we could have actually batted? It seemed like a great day to bat. Or do you think, no, they've done all right for today?
I will say he'll be saying to his bowlers how pleased he was at how hard they've worked. and the disciplines they've showed. Like I said before, 276. India haven't run away with it. It'll be huge for tomorrow morning that England make early inroads, and that hard work today will only pay off if they can get a few wickets tomorrow. As for the toss, no, I hope he's not kicking himself, because I actually think at the time it was the right decision to be made.
Hmm.
It's one of them tosses for either captain. You think, I don't want to win it here. It's basically when the coin goes up and the match referee says heads or tails, the opposition captain wants to say neither, because he doesn't want to be the one that makes the decision and says bowl first, knowing that if that cloud that's just come over goes away, then this might be not a bad day for batting. That's what happened for Joe Root. Virat Kohli said he would have bowled first as well. I think it was the right decision to go and do that. The little shower came, delayed the start of play, and after that, it was pretty decent conditions for batting in. So all in all, I think both captains will be relatively pleased at where the game's standing, and I think Joe Root will be saying to his bowlers tonight, rest well. Tomorrow morning, we have to just make the game a little bit quicker than what India do if we want to stay in this Test match, because it's no good working as hard as we did today and then giving it away tomorrow. So we'll need early inroads.
We spoke at lunchtime today in detail on our spotlight discussion of how teams don't get 350 plus. Looks like that could be broken in this innings, Lakshman. As India's batters look at day two, you're already thinking that, oh, we should be getting 400 now with this sort of start, or maybe 450.
Well, I thought that anyway, Nottingham in the first innings, and suddenly India lost 4 wickets for
Yeah.
15 runs. So I think, tomorrow's first hour will be very, very crucial. I just feel that the amount of overs Jimmy Anderson has already bowled, I just hope that, from England's point of view, doesn't break down, because already he bowled 20 overs in this inning so far. I mean, in today's game so far, and he also bowled a long spell in Nottingham. So I just feel that tomorrow's first hour will be very crucial. From India's point of view, they want KL Rahul to continue. They want Ajinkya Rahane to just regain some confidence and touch, because everyone knows that if Ajinkya Rahane is in full flow, he scores runs quickly and he can put the pressure back on the opposition bowlers. And then they've got Rishabh Pant, they've got Jadeja, who again is in good form. But from England's point of view, they also realize that if you get 2 wickets tomorrow morning, then it will be just Jadeja and one set batsman, and then it's the 4 bowlers, and they can run through this Indian team. So I think the first hour's play will be very crucial. And the way KL Rahul has approached the end of today's play, I think he's very, very determined to not be satisfied just by this 100, but wants to convert this into a massive 100 or maybe even a double 100.
Just as we leave the chat, Steve, couple of balls from Moeen Ali that had us go, oh, that's interesting on day one. At what point do you think in this test match he'll have a bigger role to play?
Well, as the Test match goes on, I think spin will have a bigger role to play. But I think the slope in Lords, that's why I was so much in the preview or at the end of the first Test match talking about playing a spinner at the home of cricket, because of what the slope gives you. The RS brings in the game, and there was a couple of balls today that Moen did get the ball to turn on a stiff pitch. So I think Jadeja will be licking his lips if England can bat well and get somewhere near, if not past India when it comes to it. There's still a chance that Moeen Ali can come into the game. England needed Moeen Ali today because Sam Curran didn't look as effective as what he probably could have been. So having that fifth bowling option today, as opposed to what we had at Trent Bridge, I thought was a masterstroke to get him back in the group, because if it didn't, VVS talks about Jimmy Anderson bowling 20 overs a day. If it wasn't for Moeen Ali performing today or being in the team today and giving that fifth bowler, Jimmy Anderson could have bowled 20, 25, 26, 27. And that, for somebody at 39 years old, would have been a big ask.
All right. Well, let's hope he gets a nice massage at the end of this day. Jimmy Anderson, legend that he is. 39 years old, tight quad and whatnot going into this test. Let's see the best of him on day two and pick up the conversation with VVS Laxman and Stephen Harmison on ESPN Cricket for Match Day then. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Fine day of test cricket. Thank God we got a full 90 overs in with the extended sessions of after lunch and after tea. Let's hope rain stays clear of this test match as the forecast is predicting it to be, because we seem to have quite the contest on our hands. We'll see you on day two. Bye-bye.